nationally representative poll carried out by the Vegetarian Resource Group in 2016, a whopping 37% of Americans sometimes or always eat vegetarian meals when dining out. But how many lines on campus are designated for vegetarian meals? 0. Vegetarians on campus have limited meal options. Along with that, I know we all have days where we want something filling but lighter than a double cheeseburger or 8-count chicken nuggets. A vegetarian line is the solution to both. A vegetarian lifestyle is beneficial and essential for all people, whether they're vegetarian or not, for health reasons. There are meal options for vegetarians here, but these are not necessarily providing the proper nutrients or vitamins for consumers. We can all benefit from having a vegetarian line be placed on campus. It can be argued that any dining option here has meatless options, but a vegetarian line would be better. When pursuing a vegetarian meal, students can get a salad, a grilled cheese, or they can bypass the entree and get sides. But this is not necessarily healthy. When we customize meals to make them vegetarian, we also sometimes eliminate the nutritional content. So for example, if the meal was supposed to be chicken with rice and broccoli, when we eliminate the chicken, making it vegetarian, we are also getting rid of the source of protein for this meal, which can be harmful for us. A designated meal option is important for proper nutrition. Dedicated vegetarians need a place where they can get all the nutrients and vitamins that they need daily. Also, people seeking a lighter and healthier lifestyle by implementing vegetarian meals need a place that they can get nutrients for these meals as well. And this would provide them the proper sustenance and filling that they need. It's also important in academics. Our brain does not function adequately unless provided the proper balance of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. A vegetarian line would ensure that we get all these macronutrients from vegetables, fruits, legumes, all of these important foods, making it possible for us to have academic success that we need. Now that I've talked to you about why we need a specific dining location for vegetarian meals, I'm going to cover why you personally should want a vegetarian line. Reducing meat consumption is the key to living a healthier life. According to the Mayo Clinic, a person who eats plant-based is healthier than those who eat meat daily. Plant-based diets offer fewer calories and less fat in general, making people weigh less. Dr. Mladen Golubic from the Cleveland Clinic stated that a plant-based diet is nutrient-filled and calorie-poor, meaning that portion control and weight are less of an issue for those pursuing plant-based diets rather than those who eat meat daily. The plant-based diet emphasizes whole foods such as fruit, legumes, and vegetables, and healthy fats, reducing the risk of chronic conditions that plague today's society, such as heart disease and cancer. Another thing that we need to be worrying about is our overconsumption of meat and how it leads to long-term effects. TTU's dining services can help tackle this problem by implementing a vegetarian line on campus. According to a study done by the National Cancer Institute, those who eat red meat daily increase the risk of death for any cause within a 10-year period by 30%. Processed meats such as deli meats and sausages also contribute to this risk. Poultry and fish do as well, but to a lower extent, but it would still be beneficial for us to limit how much we eat of these. Another issue with overconsumption of meat is our cholesterol levels. Animals, including humans, produce all the cholesterol really that we need within ourselves. So when we start over-consuming different meat products, we are exponentially rising our cholesterol levels, making our heart and other organs possibly fail. So it is understandable that not all of us want to completely eliminate meat from our diet, or we can't do that. So some guidelines to follow would be to use lean cuts and do some portion control, so you generally don't want to have more than 3-ounce portions per serving. We also want to limit how often we consume meat. According to the World Health Organization, to reduce our risk of cancer, we don't want to be having more than 18 ounces of meat per week. So if we only have 1 3-ounce serving per day, we can only have meat 6 times a week. Joe gave us the option for meatless Mondays, which would be one way we could definitely implement this, but a vegetarian line on campus would help us do this. A lot of people worry about a protein deficiency when pursuing a plant-based diet, but this really is not an issue at all. The Mayo Clinic says that eggs and meat and chicken are all sources of protein, but these aren't necessarily the best sources of protein. These are filled with solid fats and calories, which are not efficient for our body to run on. So instead, we could use plant-based forms of protein, such as nuts, seeds, beans, and soy, which are oil-based and much more efficient for our body to run on and have energy for. A vegetarian line would ensure that we have the proper amount of protein in the right form for us students to be successful. For the sake of improving the overall health of all students on campus, a vegetarian line must be implemented here on campus. So today I first covered why our current vegetarian options are not satisfactory. These don't provide the necessary nutrients and vitamins that we need. I then explained why we could all benefit from having a vegetarian line on campus. There are health benefits that are not only advantageous now, but in the long run as well. It is a necessity for the health of all students on Texas Tech University to have a vegetarian line. So today I urge you all and stress to you all that we need to write to the Wiggins Complex and the TTU Dining and Hospitality Services to implement a vegetarian line on campus. You can turn this in person at the Wiggins Complex, or you can mail it to Texas Tech University, Box 42184, Wiggins Complex. Implementing a vegetarian meal establishment is crucial to all of us Red Raiders, whether we are vegetarian or not, to have a healthy life. Even though we aren't all vegetarian, we all crave and want plant-based food sometimes. In fact, 37% of us do. So there needs to be a vegetarian establishment here at Texas Tech University.